So you've been playing Season 3 of Modern Warfare 2, and you've noticed that there's a little event called the Trophy Hunt. You've also realized that you need a lot of these trophies to unlock all of the items that you want or need to further unlock a character skin, or a couple of character skins at that. The problem is, it is hard to get these trophies quickly until you watch this video. In this video, we're going to go over the fastest possible ways to earn trophies within Warzone, within multiplayer, and within DMZ. And there is definitely ways where you can earn these much faster than you normally would just by playing matches normally. So not only am I going to break it down and explain the fastest way possible, I'm going to tell you almost exactly how long it'll actually take you if you want to get every single item inside the game. So let's dive in and start off with what this trophy event is. So this is the Trophy Hunt event. As you can see, I have 254 trophies, and when you first go on, or at least when I first logged on and this event was live, it immediately gave me 150 tokens. So since then, I've had 104 that I've earned, and I did so relatively quickly. Now in this event, there are several different items that you're going to want to get your hands on. Some of them cost a little bit of tokens. Others cost quite a bit. So it starts off with an emblem, enhanced vision calling card, double battle pass XP, 1 tier skip, a vehicle skin, a loading screen. Then we have a weapon sticker, another loading screen, a trophy hunter charm, which is one of the cooler items, the track and kill, which is a gun screen, again, another cool one. And then probably the best one that we have seen so far is the assault rifle blueprint called the Venom Strike. But then you may notice that only costs 150 trophies. There is the Trophy Hunt Master, which costs 1,000, which takes a very long time to get. You can also see that coming on April 26th, they're adding in more items, which appears to have another battle rifle blueprint, as well as I think another tier skip and some sort of new double XP as well. So as of right now, if you want to unlock all of the items that are currently in the game, which is a total of 12 different items, it is going to cost you 1,450 trophies. Much more than I currently have. Now to unlock the Mastery 1 and Mastery 2 character skins, you need to get 10 and 15 items respectively. In total, there is 18 items. So there is 3 that you don't necessarily have to get. So that Trophy Hunt Master calling card that costs 1,000, you don't necessarily have to get that one. That's going to be for the really hardcore grinders. So now that we know how much everything costs, how do we actually get these trophies and what is the fastest way possible? So it explains it here, but it doesn't explain the fastest way whatsoever. So starting off with multiplayer. Multiplayer, trophies drop from each unique player killed. You have to then go and pick them up and then finish the game. That is the key to this. You can't just get all of the trophies and back out of the game and go into a new one and try to grind faster like that. You actually have to finish the game. So the basic strategy here would be play the quickest game mode possible, which you would think would be Team Deathmatch. So as far as Team Deathmatch goes, when you get into Team Deathmatch, it takes about 8 to 9 minutes to finish a game of Team Deathmatch. The problem is there's only 6 players on the enemy team and you can only get 6 trophies per game. So you're actually going to be getting these trophies at a relatively slow rate. And the rate for that within Team Deathmatch is 1 trophy for every minute and a half of playtime around. From all of the testing I've done, that's the best that I have figured out. But don't worry if you're just a multiplayer player, there is a much faster and easier way. And honestly, that is gunfight. So gunfight is a different game mode where you're only fighting 2 other enemies. Because of this, each enemy drops 3 trophies. So you only have to kill each enemy once and run over their body, which can be a little bit difficult to do within gunfight. I just recommend playing a little bit more aggressively. And if you're playing with a partner, this will help speed that up too. And then if you just sweep the enemy team 6-0, you can actually earn these incredibly quickly. I was finding that if I swept a team, it would be about 4.5 minutes per game. Whereas if we went to the final round, it would be about 6 to 6.5 minutes per game. But on average, that would lead to about 1 trophy every minute. And if you're a good team and you're sweeping enemies, it would be 1 trophy about every 50 seconds. So when I did these calculations, I wanted you to earn these the fastest way possible. So I didn't just intake the amount of time it was while I was playing. I also took into account menu time and the amount of time waiting at the beginning of the game. So game modes like El Mazrah or Ashika Island or DMZ took longer to spawn in for, therefore would add to the amount of total time that it would take you to earn trophies. So these calculations include that, just so you know. So the second game mode we have is Warzone 2. As far as Warzone 2 goes, the way that you get these is you go into Warzone and you get trophies from looting, from killing AI, and from killing enemy players. The fastest way to do this is killing enemy players. The only difference is either you have to win the game or insert your trophies into a stash, and these are located around the map in several areas. So I'm not even going to go over this on Al Mazrah because the fastest way 100% to do this is on Ashika Resurgence. One, it doesn't matter if you die as much, and on top of that, there's more players to fight and more readily available players to fight. So the main difference with Ashika Island compared to Al Mazrah is on Ashika Island you can collect 8 trophies, whereas Ashika Island you can collect 12. However, you're going to be able to do it much quicker on Ashika. Essentially what you're going to do is when you drop in, you're going to look at the menu and you're going to find where the stashes are, where you can input your trophies. You're going to drop in that general location. Essentially, your only job is to get about 2 kills, pick up their trophies, and bring them to the station, and then you're going to leave the game. This can happen very, very quickly if you get lucky with your drops and being able to win gunfights, but at the same time, you can get killed and it might take a little bit longer. So by doing this, essentially, you can loot stashes and kill enemies, and then you're going to bring those trophies to the station, and as soon as you have 8 put in, you are simply going to leave the game. So this is going to give you trophies around the same rate as it would if you were playing gunfight. I actually think it's a little bit slower at about 1 trophy every 1 minute. However, if you can do this a little bit faster and you're a little bit of a better player, this can be faster, assuming that you get lucky with your drops and where you drop in. However, some of those stashes where you deposit your trophies can sometimes be in very difficult locations and you may not get the kills quickly. So on average, I found 1 trophy for every 60 seconds or 1 trophy per minute using this strategy. And then finally, we have DMZ. So this works exactly like Warzone. However, there's less enemies for you to fight. So the drop rate for bots is actually a lot higher. So this is actually one of the fastest ways to do so. I also find it pretty much the most boring. So for this one, good RNG and a good spawn really helps with this strategy. But essentially what you're going to be doing is you're going to be going into DMZ. You're not going to be bringing any weapons or anything with you. The only thing that you're bringing is stims and a throwing knife. As soon as you spawn in, you're going to look at your map and you're going to find where the stash locations is. You're going to pick the closest one and you're going to go directly there. Your first goal is to get a weapon. Your second goal is to kill bots. Your third goal is to get to the stash location. So you start out, you kill someone with throwing knife, you pick up a weapon, and I found about for every 1.5 bots that you kill, you will get a drop of one of the trophies. You get 12 trophies, you take them to the extraction zone, you put them in, and once again, you don't worry about extracting from the game. You don't worry about the loot that you got that game. You just leave the game. Now, the reason why this one is a little bit faster than I found is because you can get 12 trophies instead of 8, which means it eliminates some of that loading time that you would need for 4 of those trophies, let's say. So the fastest earn rate I got on this strategy was 1 trophy for every 36 seconds. However, I also had some games where I was getting them at about 1 every 60 seconds. It would just be dependent on where the stash locations actually were and how far it was from my spawn. But we'll say on average, we would be earning about 1 trophy every 45 seconds doing this method. But as I mentioned, I found this method relatively boring. So personally, my favorite method for this was the gunfight method. Especially if you're playing with a good team, you can do this very, very quickly. So get a friend, hop in gunfight, make sure you're picking up the enemy's dog tags. You only have to kill 2 people to do so, and then just finish the game very quickly. With this, your earn rate will be about 1 trophy every 50 seconds. But as I mentioned, all of the items that are currently in game right now cost 1,450 trophies. If we subtract the 150 trophies you were given off the start, that is 1,300 trophies. You take that and multiply it by the 50 seconds. That gives you a total of 65,000 seconds or 1,083 minutes or about 18 hours of playtime. However, as I mentioned, you don't need that 1,000 trophy calling card. So if you take that one away, you actually only need 450 total trophies minus the 150 you start with, which is 300, which if you're just going for 300, it's actually only 15,000 seconds, 250 minutes, or about 4 hours and 15 minutes of playtime, which actually isn't that bad. So yes, if you're going for everything, there's going to be a lot of grinding to do trophy wise here. But if you're just going for some of the items that you'd like, or just going for the characters, you can definitely do so in a reasonable amount of time if you follow the methods that I give you in this video. But you're going to be playing a lot, and if you are, make sure to be wearing a pair of blue light glasses. Keep your eyes safe. It'll help you sleep at night. And if you want to get yourself 10% off some of them like these, you can click the link down in the description and use code INK to save yourself 10% on your order. But for today, hopefully I was able to help you guys out, get some trophies. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, make sure you subscribe, turn notifications on, all of that jazz. And as always, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, peace out.
We are reaching for the stars, but we're